Mm. Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football guys. Wake up, guys. All right, so just gonna take care of a little business here, not too much here. Um, During this time of uncertainty and things where we should be all hopefully home and sheltering in as much as possible, um, we're going to be working on doing as much content as we can, fighting the boredom of being hunkering down and so on. Also too, I'm going to be doing video later on because a lot of us have worries about money. We all do, the uncertainties and stuff. But I'm going to do a video because there's things you can do to help yourself. This time is a moment that the government, the people, the neighbors, everybody is kind of coming together and understanding that this is something we've never had to face before. Or, well, Jet D will tell you that 100 years ago, but as old as I am, I wasn't around 100 years ago. There, Jet, believe it or not. But banks and lenders and power companies and things like that are understanding that people aren't going to be working. So it's one of those things that you make some phone calls and let people know your situation sooner rather than later. Then it works out better, where you can get some relief and get some help and things. I'm personally looking at trying to one, keep my ass at home. I have not left my house since Wednesday, and we are on lockdown here. We just are. We're going to be here to make sure we bring you guys content, and we're going to continue to, make the best of it. And I'm going to use this opportunity to do a lot of things for myself, and this is a chance for you guys as well. Everybody always says, "Man, I wish I wasn't at work today. I'd like to be home taking a nap." Well, guess what? You can take a nap. Although you should do some things like clean up the damn house. I know some of you could spend a couple of days just cleaning up your house. You know who I'm talking to. Don't look around. You don't need to look around. Your house is dirty. Clean it up. I've been putting off, redoing the man cave down here. I need to, I need to dust some shit off. I'm gonna dust. I'm gonna vacuum. Hey, I might even shampoo the carpet in here. I need to rearrange. I got all these great pieces that you, the fans, have given me and donated and stuff. I need to find places on the wall and consolidate. So I got work like that I can do down here. I've been working out, pulling them damn weeds, which are like freaking eagle trolls, the same color. And you pull one, there's another one right there. Yeah, you eagles, you're weeds. You're weeds. So stay busy, and we'll do that video later on. We'll do that separate from this kind of stuff, so that way we can try and help each other. And like I said, I think the further along we get on this, I may go and try and use my outdoor kitchen and stuff, like a soup kitchen, and make some meals and stuff that I can put in containers, and I could leave on doors of people that I know, could use a little something, something. Maybe some Jobu wings. I got to tell you, some Jobu wings will make you feel a whole lot better um, than just sitting around at home, and try and get a little sense of normalcy. But like I said, we'll talk about that later. But last night we missed out on Emmanuel Sanders. The Cowboys made an offer to him. We also know he was talking to the Green Bay Packers, and in the end, he decided to go to New Orleans and hang out there. I can't say I'm mad at you because the gumbo and the shrimp and grits down there, oh man, that stuff's off the chain. Um, but we missed out on that one. But there's kind of an amazing thing, and I don't know if you guys have noticed it. I think there's only been three wide receiver signings: him, Amari Cooper, and I forgot the other one. Most teams, I think, are looking and saying, this is a deep draft with wide receivers that I don't need to pay big bucks for one. I can get a good one in the draft. And that may be the case. And a lot of times people have the attitude that if you don't get a guy in the first round, that they're a nobody. But the reality is, a lot of the best players weren't first rounders. This is one of the problems that the Dallas Cowboys have had. A lot of times, the Cowboys always have this prototypical guy. It's like quarterbacks. You listen to the Todd McShays out there, and they'll say, he's got that quarterback height. He's 6'4". He's got that cannon for an arm and stuff. And he's going to be a great quarterback. And then they Every time you sneeze or cough, you just kind of pause for a second. But I didn't spray it. I kept that one in, and I'm seeing stars. And they look at those guys and say, those are the guys. And then they look at somebody like Russell Wilson, who was 5'11". Yeah, but he's kind of short, kind of a running quarterback. Not a good one. And the Cowboys did that when it came to Taco, because they looked at Taco and they said, he's got that length that we like. He's tall. He's got the motor and things like that. And this is what we're going to do. And instead, they take him instead of looking at a T.J. Watt and they say, well, he doesn't really fit our mold, and not looking at the body of work. And so you have to look around at all of these things when you make decisions and say, for all those people that talk about you got to get a wide receiver in the first round. Understand, Michael Gallup was a third-round draft pick. So, to me, though, the area of most need for this team is the defensive line. We learned, after years of Tony Romo running for his life, that the offensive line was important. That we need guys that aren't journeymen, aren't guys that are old and things. We kind of neglected the offensive line, and we would go for the Roy Williams or, the T.O.s and things like that, draft Dez Bryant. We just got to have great receivers. And we didn't think about the line. And that probably shortened Tony Romo's career. But then the light bulb came on, and we decided, hey, offensive line's kind of important. And we got Tyron Smith. We got Travis Frederick. We got Zach Martin. And that ended up changing the whole offense. All of a sudden, now you got, DeMarco Murray running for 1,800 yards. You get a Zeke Elliott, and Zeke Elliott's a great back, but Zeke Elliott isn't doing that all on his own. You look at those holes he had in 2016, they were reminiscent of what Emmitt Smith had back in the day. So we realized how important that line was. By giving your quarterback time, most competent quarterbacks, if given time, are going to eventually find somebody open. But for every action, there's a reaction. And that's where we have to realize that as much as we know having that offensive line is key, having that defensive line that can negate that offensive line is key as well. And for me, I'm old school. I was a nose guard, and that's a position they don't even call anymore. They call it nose tackle. It's the guy that lines up over the center. That guy is key, as well as your safety. Understand, my buddy DMV said, and I keep quoting this, I keep giving you credit though, DMV. He said, you control the middle of the field, you control the field. And when you think about it, that's about right for the Dallas Cowboys, because we haven't had a safety that is a guy that's going to control the middle. We haven't had a nose tackle or one technique guy that has helped to control the middle. And if you look at where the most yards against our team were run, it was right over the center at 4.6 yards per carry for every running back that came through here. Everyone. And you cannot have that. If teams can run on you like that at will, it's going to kill the season. And you look at our defensive line, we're a little short right now. Malik Collins is gone. We'll keep Antoine Woods. Tyrone Crawford should be back, but he's coming off of 2 hip surgeries. We lost Robert Quinn, but we got Everson Griffin. And I think Everson Griffin, that to me is a good deal. I look at that guy and say he's still got some in the tank. He's still performed. 5 sacks last year, 37 tackles, putting pressure on the quarterback. Run stopper. That's actually, I will take that move, because he's $6 million versus $15 million. Those are the kind of moves that don't seem that important, but really are. And so now we've been hearing rumors of Emerson Griffin and Johnny Clowney. Well, more people keep asking me, should we go after Clowney? Well, I got to tell you, I say no on Clowney. Because Clowney is one of those guys, he's a name you know. You hear his name so much because he was the number 1 draft pick and things, because he was with the Texans with J.J. Watt, part of that defense, who he benefited when J.J. Watt was there. J.J. Watt has taken the lion's share of the attention, which means you don't get as much attention on Clowney. And when you think that Seattle gave up 2 players and a number 3 to get him and only kept him for 1 year, that should say a lot. Because it's not like Seattle's defense is loaded. Emerson Griffin, he's a little bit long in the tooth, but, when you look at his statistics, I got to tell you, I actually love them. Think about this. Emerson Griffin, he's a 10-year vet, had 41 tackles, 15 of which were tackles for losses. That means he's getting upfield. He had, 11 tackles for losses, but he had 24 quarterback hits. Now, the key will be is what kind of price tag you get for him. Okay, if you can get a deal that may be a little bit higher than what you got for Gerald McCoy, I say you go for it. If you let's say you get him for $8 million, I'd be good with that. I would be really good with that, because here's the way you got to look at it. Jadeveon and Clowney was looking for 22, 23 million. I think that that's reaching. I think that's really, really, I mean, really reaching. I'm sorry, you're not worth that. Give you an example. Let's look at his statistics from last year. And understand this is a guy who has never had 10 sack. He's never had a 10 sack season. His best year was actually 2018 when he had 9, and 2017 when he had 9.5. But his season last year, 3 sacks, 31 tackles, only 7 tackles for loss, and only 13 quarterback hits. So when you're talking about bang for the buck, let's say you could get Jadeveon Clowney for $8 million, similar to what you got for Robert Quinn. I don't think you'll be able to get him for that, but if you could, hypothetically, you put him at 8, 6 for Gerald McCoy, that's only 14. This guy's still looking for another 7 or 8 million on top of that. And for me, I like numbers. The more guys that I have that are good, then the more I can put pressure on the quarterback because I can keep them fresh, especially with them being a little bit older. And I think that's the philosophy that the Dallas Cowboys are going to have. Now, on the flip side, so far the Cowboys have been making moves. They've brought back players that they deem key. And when you look at the amount of players we've lost versus the players that we've retained, we're actually doing pretty good. Getting Clinton Dix, instead of Jeff Heath, I think is an improvement. Okay, I think we lost a little bit losing Robert Quinn, but I'm happy with Gerald McCoy. But we may be getting help from other places. For example, Randy Gregory. His only issue, there was never any off-field issues that, where he's drunk driving or going after coaches and things. It was just basically he kept getting busted for weed. Well, that's off the table now that we have the new collective bargaining agreement. I don't know how much he has in the tank, but he is literally dirt cheap. He may not be a Pro Bowl player out the box, but he's a guy that you can put in rotation. He has shown flashes, and this may open up the door. Another door that may open, I don't know if the Cowboys want it or not, but David Irving has hinted that, you know what, now that they've changed the policy and Jason Garrett's gone, I might be interested in coming back. That guy, he's a little bit more edgy and a little bit more of a problem child than, say, Randy Gregory. But, as Stephen Jones puts it, player acquisition is a 365-day-a-year job. And the bottom line is you look at that person and say, can that person make me a better team? And that's the way it works. But if it's me, I'm looking to fill every one of the holes that I can with free agency as much as possible. And I still want to get that roll-off dumpster to go in the middle. I ain't playing. We've tried everything else. Why not try that? And if you have been listening to me for any length of time, like CC, thanks for the email. CC, I appreciate it, man. You did my heart good this morning. You know that I have been wanting the big man in the middle. I was that nose guard, a position they don't even call it anymore. They say nose tackle. Well, damn it, I was the nose guard, and I was always angry because I got the damn football 6 inches in front of my face, and I can't touch it. I can't freaking touch it. Every play. There's no glory for a nose tackle, so we were angry. But I want that angry, big-ass, wide-body, immovable force in that defense that will disrupt the middle of the field. If the Dallas Cowboys do that, you will see more turnovers. You'll see more tackles for a loss. You will see your linebackers flourish. And you won't be seeing your cornerbacks getting beat deep. So that's all I have to say here. Actually, I had to record this twice because for some reason we had like a power spike and the lights went out for a second and it messed up the levels on the microphones, so I had to re-record it. And I'm usually just that one take guy. I hate having to I hate having to do two takes. That's why sometimes it's messed up. But you guys know how I roll. Be safe. Try and avoid contact. And I want you to go out and everybody you see, pretend that they've got the virus. And that way you'll stay safe. I'll see you soon.